Welcome back to the WGLEU. Game 1 already done and dusted. We need to turn our attention to Game 2. Now, on paper, this shouldn't be all that close, but then again, neither should have been the first. So, Virtus.Pro facing off here, one of the giants from the previous series, looking to take on someone who's not really had the best performances thus far. No noMERCY at the moment, sitting in 12th place on that leader table. And Virtus.Pro just, I mean, they haven't had the greatest seasons, but it's still Virtus.Pro. It's still Virtus.Pro, and I think, you know, they've been stepping up a lot, and they've been getting better and better throughout the season. They had that one kind of upset against Synergy. They played some bad games against Tornado Rocks. They managed to win that one 5-4, but I just don't see how noMERCY can get into this game. I tend to agree. They need a lot of clean wins, Virtus.Pro, and when they seem to have a goal in mind, they really can start to achieve what they need to. So hopefully they can kind of fix the issues they're facing, and the map pool, as you can see, is Ruinberg and Himmelsdorf to kick off with, and then if required, Lakeville, which I'd be surprised if we get to, but you never know. And Melly, the people at home, we've got, you know, a Polish kind of team coming into this against, you know, one of the giants, so it's, you know, there's a big community there that could be backing these guys.
Absolutely, but it seems like they're still sleeping since Virtus.Pro is leading the vote with 92%. Ouch. Solid, but at least 8% voting for noMERCY at this point, and with looking on the former results.
Yeah, I guess that's, you know, they're trying to be nice, you know. But then again, being nice doesn't get you the gold and the points and the win, does it?
Exactly, because to get bonus codes, actually, to win one of 3 bonus codes which were given away in this team vote, you simply have to vote for your favorite team and then predict the exact scoreline for this matchup. By doing so and getting lucky and being one of the 3 first ones, you can, as said, win a bonus code.
Alrighty guys, so you've heard how to get involved, our kind of thoughts towards this game, but let's get ready for map 1, Ruinberg.
Ruinberg, a mixed type map. The defending team starts the battle on the green, and the attacking team starts at the central square of the town. Bases are located quite far from each other. Both bases are better controlled from the village. It's better to attack the first base through the top direction with the help of several well-armoured heavy tanks. For the attack on the second base, it's better to use a more mobile setup and either play through the centre or split forces. In general, the map is not easy to play on. Teams often use blind shots and risky shifting of the forces from one flank to another.
Ruinberg, a map that's defined many a teams thus far in this league, and it's going to be Virtus.Pro to kick off on the attack, but look at noMERCY going straight in here. Very unusual tactic right now, trying to take down Just Cause. And he's really in quite a bit of trouble, but Matt PL taking so much damage. Just Cause still alive. How the hell has he made it thus far? Already, he's pinned into the corner. He cannot last much longer than this. He's trying to make the great escape, but Nevi says no. Catches him where he stands, and a great little hit and run from noMERCY, but they've taken a lot of damage for that. Yeah, a lot of damage for their worth. I mean, a lot of misses onto Just Cause at the beginning. That's a problem with the T-54 trying to make the snapshots, the hip shots. It doesn't always hit, and Rafik goes down the LTTB. Yeah, Breakneck not going to mess around on that when they see an opportunity, and now Virtus.Pro back in control with a good chunk of HP on their side. On the attack, that's a beautiful way to start things off, but a very heavy lineup here for them. Very heavy. I mean, pretty unusual. Triple IS-3, 5100 AMX-3090, and you could see the logic behind noMERCY's kind of move there. They wanted just to go aggressive because they knew that those IS-3s and the 5100s won't be in position quickly enough to actually deal with it. So good first movement from noMERCY, I feel. Some misses definitely cost them the HP, and Virtus.Pro now have the right side. They have the cap underway in the T-37 as well, so pressure's back onto noMERCY. Yeah, noMERCY have to pull their forces together once again because Kusok, Povel, Coca-Cola and Bishop all eyeing this one up. They know what's going on here, but will they expect already this play coming through the city? Surely they'll be keeping this in mind. Yeah, for sure. So right now I see noMERCY just trying to, you know, take down this cap first. I mean, they got the AMX-3090 at Breakneck to deal with, which is going to be an interesting exchange. Of course, you know, noMERCY will be able to get the overmatch, but because they received so much damage at the beginning, they might actually find Matt PL will fall, and maybe even Fussy Eater will fall as well. So I don't know. Also, you got to remember Virtus.Pro will be able to push out that eastern village and actually go for the overmatch on those 2 tanks in the middle. Exactly that. So the information gathered from this move is going to be quite substantial, and you're already seeing those tanks in the east starting to build up towards something. But Breakneck taking a face full of damage here from the crossfire coming from Snip and Yamto. That's not badly done at all. Breakneck is down to a one-shot. Fussy will find Karit, and now Breakneck's the next target here. But Nevi takes it low on the cross, gets denied picking up the kill as Povel will stop him in his tracks. Yeah, good play there by Virtus.Pro. I mean, great play as well in terms of the crossfire for noMERCY.
noMERCY. Really fantastic stuff, and to be honest, Virtus.Pro are in the middle of a field.
Oh, I thought Snip almost had Povl then. Povl and Breakneck down extraordinarily low. Virtus.Pro sure have the numbers right now and the HP, but that was a little bit close for comfort, and Yamto now in an awkward predicament. He's got Kusok staring him down, and of course that IS-3 will land that shot. Now, the 3 remaining players for noMERCY have to really keep this one in check.
Yeah, so all 3 are pretty much 2 shots, especially considering the high damage, the high caliber guns from Virtus.Pro are still in the game, the IS-3s, and Breakneck at that AMX 3090. Nice little blind shot by Lucky Blast, being one of the better players for noMERCY, the highest damage dealer. So let's see what happens. Of course, Virtus.Pro should walk away with this one. They have a lot of options on the board. They can go for that cap in that northern area, and also that number 2 cap. The one thing noMERCY has going for them is that Virtus.Pro have got very slow lineup, and the one tank they do have that can go fast is the AMX 3090 of Breakneck, but he only has 3 HP.
Yeah, Breakneck speed in that tank might be slightly neutered right now as he is on 3 HP. Might be a little bit cautious there. But still, Coca-Cola and Bishop going to start the cap going towards our northern side and try and force the fight here. They've got enough time to be able to work this one out. Those IS-3s are wonderful at keeping those shells away from connecting. And we've already got one split down towards the kind of crescent moon, the center of the map, the E6 area. Those T-54s will certainly be facing Kusok very soon, who's already got a kill to his name in this game, so you don't want to start padding that one out. And he will get the little bit of a glimpse very soon. First shot does come out, though. Fussy will at least land that one, and might have to avert course, as there's only 23 seconds left, though.
23 seconds left on the clock. I mean, Lucky Blast trying to find the angle, and Fussy Eater slowed down a lot by Kusok. So the only one who can really get us a reset right now is Lucky Blast. Yeah,
Lucky Blast has a lot on his plate here. As you said, Kusok's been holding these guys back, and now Bishop and Coca-Cola just weighing this out. So Lucky Blast needs to get here and pretty darn fast. Bearing in mind that 1390 is still alive. It's not going to be easy, and look at that bit of barrage fire comes out. 2 for 1 being picked up there. And Fussy can no longer even look towards the cap. Sure, he got a shot on Kusok, but Virtus.Pro walk away with round 1.
Yeah, 1-0 to Virtus.Pro right now on the attacking side. Nice round from them. I thought, very interesting thing about noMERCY is that they are so unpredictable. They do some really weird stuff which no one really can understand, and that maybe is one of them. Super aggressive against that Just Cause in that T-54. Didn't work out too well. They took a lot of damage.
All right, let's look back at that, just in case you blinked and you missed it. But keep in mind how many shots they also didn't land and how long he stayed alive here, looking back at this clip. Already, Just Cause, you can't really turn around at this point. You've got to kind of commit to it, but...
He should have died in he should have done 1 volley, and he's only received 1 shell. So that's almost always going to be game over right now. You can see Matt PL's received a lot. They just make a massive meal of taking down Just Cause. And Virtus.Pro, once they've seen the positional change from noMERCY, and they see they got the T-54s, they have so much just flexing and firepower ability. They can go wherever they want. And noMERCY makes some good crossfire. They got a little unlucky. They didn't take down Breakneck and the MX 3090. But it was just so hard for them to get into the game.
Yeah, they took 800 damage just to try and take down 1 player there. If you look back at the shots that came in while they were missing, I think actually Breakneck hit maybe a couple themselves. So let's actually have a look back at what he was able to achieve in this game. And really, he did get absolutely destroyed in this play, but he stayed in the game, and there was Povl who might have landed the final one on the shot towards Nevi.
Yeah, but Breakneck was the highest damage dealer with 1.7k. Great crossfire and, just ability to play with the tank he's got and the awkward situation he's in. The man is by far, in my opinion, the best player from Virtus.Pro. Bishop's been doing very good this season as well, been picking up the top damage scores in a couple of the matches. So good play from Breakneck. I think the heavy IS-3 stack from Virtus.Pro is unnecessary. I think T-54 or 2 wouldn't have been too bad of a call, but it works out well.
Yeah, it's Virtus.Pro. Once again, if the tactical side of things doesn't always work out, they can still fall back on just being Virtus.Pro, and Breakneck's hitting that sort of damage. It's hard to kind of ignore. So guys, certainly your votes are going right at the moment. Let's see if it keeps true. noMERCY went a little bit crazy in that first round. They might need to slow it down for this one.
Yeah, I think they might slow it down a little bit. They got the AMX 5100 in play, 4 T-54s, 2 LTTBs, and Virtus.Pro going for the same lineup with Povl, the AMX 5100, the IS-3s, the AMX 3090, and the T-54 lightweight. So I think Virtus, they didn't get a chance to actually exercise their original tactic there because of the weird adaptation for noMERCY. Let's see what they do this time around.
Well, that's the big question. Can they pull it together? Can they get that plan that they had in mind into practice? We are into the game, and once again, Virtus.Pro, of course, on the attack, noMERCY on the defense. And there's no crazy aggression now. It's a far more standard game.
Yeah, so Virtus.Pro just going up north. You know, as you saw in the map introduction video, really the thing that works up north is those IS-3s, those heavy tanks. Now, because noMERCY haven't got, you know, a particularly heavy lineup, they haven't got an IS-3, they know that Virtus.Pro can't put anything else apart from a T-54 in the position you can see Lucky Blast in, which means they kind of negate some of that northern control, which Virtus.Pro is exploiting.
Yeah, they definitely are. You can see how many tanks are there already, and it's going to force the retraction back from noMERCY. They can't stay out where they are. That cap is certainly being pressured, and look at this damage. Lucky Blast is certainly not lucky right now, but a couple of shells actually not connecting. He might just make it out alive.
Yeah, but Virtus.Pro, again, you know, they have northern control. The thing they have to be careful of course, is to rotate through the middle, which you can see noMERCY are doing, the damage from behind, and also noMERCY with Jamto even, with the AMX 5100, it could cause Virtus.Pro some headaches if they do get sandwiched in.
They could do, but then again, it's Virtus.Pro. I find them hard to doubt when they're so on point, and Breakneck already starting to exercise his aim and his prowess in that 1390. A couple of resets have come in, however, but it's still around 10 seconds on this cap, and Breakneck now needs to be cautious. He's going to be on reload for around 30 seconds, so he's out of this one. And here comes Fussy, here comes Nevi, and their Snip as well.
Jamto is actually spotted. He's down to a one-shot. That's going to be a big deal if he goes down, but because Breakneck's on reload, that won't be possible. So this is okay for noMERCY right now. Povl and Just Cause, they might try to negate that.
Just Cause and Povl taking a couple of shots there themselves, but Snip in the LTTB looking like a bit of a sitting duck here, and Just Cause probably will deliver quite nicely on this one as Coca-Cola, Bishop and Kusok looking to pick up these T-54s, but then again those IS-3s don't exactly have the pace to them here, but they're still doing the damage. Bishop finds Nevi, and now, well, noMERCY starting to look a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah, for sure. 4.1k to 5.8, and you can see Virtus.Pro are out for blood. They're chasing them around the map. noMERCY, though, standing their ground up north, and, you know, that could actually bode well for them if Virtus.Pro, you know, needs to send those IS-3s or 5100s into different directions, but they need to keep Rafik alive.
Yeah, Rafik is such an important factor towards this, but he's been hunted down on both sides. He might not even have a shell available. Breakneck is going around the corner, and Breakneck doesn't miss. Rafik goes down, and that's a big advantage coming in. Virtus.Pro really holding the numbers here.
And you've got to remember as well, those IS-3s really haven't done anything in this game. They haven't taken any damage, and that bodes well for Virtus.Pro. 4 minutes and 24 seconds. They got plenty of time to make this work for them. MatPL does use the hull down of that T-54 quite effectively, but Cap's underway. Ooh, but Fussy Eater's got a good angle here.
Yeah, not bad at all. He's taken a little bit of damage, but he's still, you know, pumping out the damage himself. He's on 1.5k already. Breakneck in a bit of a 1v2 predicament here. He can't look both ways at the same time, but the covering fire comes in. He's down to a one-shot now, but that cap is still underway. There we go. Lucky Blast opens up the route, maybe allowing a little bit more room to breathe, but no. Coca-Cola finding MatPL in response is going to bring it back into, once again, such favor towards Virtus.Pro.
I think Jamto will actually have the reload in time to actually get the reset. I think Virtus.Pro knows that. They want to push forward, try and end this game in a firefight.
Bearing in mind there's still that T-54 watching the cross. It may not be as easy as they expect, but Yamto trying to make a run for it. Kusok is trying to get as close as possibly as one shell to land here. He can't quite do it, and Virtus.Pro maybe losing a little bit of focus here. They can't quite execute the tactic they'd want to, as noMERCY making it slightly more difficult, but Fussy being found is not going to help out. He's getting down a little low, 343 HP, and a lot of tanks staring him down. Kusok still looking for the shot. Yamto denies it. Brilliant play coming out from him, staying alive, waiting for reload, but Povl will pick him up in the end.
That's going to be a big deal now for Virtus.Pro. Yamto really was the last kind of chink in the armor for noMERCY, and Lucky Blast, you know, trying to do as much as he can, but 5 versus 1. He's got plenty of HP and a lot of low HP Virtus.Pro tanks, as of course Coca-Cola not quite so sweet anymore.
Yeah, a little bit scary. You see all these kind of sights being trained towards him as Povl does begin his play, as Bishop wants to just seal the deal here. He's going to get into position, pin him down, and Povl does the damage. Virtus.Pro picking up round 2. But we have to admit, noMERCY made that a little difficult.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just noMERCY's unpredictable style, you know, stretching Virtus.Pro around the map, taking advantage of those IS-3s being pretty slow, and Virtus.Pro being pretty, you know, undecisive. They didn't really know when to go forwards. They didn't really know what to do in a lot of situations. I think that's where noMERCY managed to take it back in many areas. But still, Virtus.Pro are always that, you know, 2k hit points ahead. They always were in a situation where, yes, they had to push forwards at some point, and yes, they would take the damage for pushing forwards, but they still had enough kind of a buffer zone to actually take that damage and be in the situation.
And let's look back at some of the moments within the city as well. You saw Snip here kind of being surrounded on all fronts. And once again, this was another turning point. Even though Virtus.Pro take a little bit of damage, they're gaining so much information and able to kind of deal it back as well.
Yeah, it's got to have a shout out, though, to the T54s of noMERCY. I mean, Fussy Ethan, Lucky Blast doing 1.9k, 1.7k respectively. Jamata doing a good job, even though he took a lot of damage at the beginning, taken down to a one-shot with 1.6k. And Virtus.Pro had some shaky performances. I mean, the usual steadfast Breakneck only doing 800 damage that battle, and Coca-Cola 1.9k, so you can see the discrepancy between that team. Does show that, you know, Virtus.Pro are vulnerable and some of the players just need to step up.
Yeah, it's a bit of a factor there coming into place, but now the sides will be switched, and I guess we always, you know, back in the day, Virtus.Pro were now pretty much renowned for how good their defensive play was. They were very rarely one of the more active teams in their games. They were always, you know, seeming to have a little plan in the background if it needed to come to any sort of point, but they were so good on the defense. Now they get to kind of enjoy that side. Do you think that maybe there's going to be a bit of trouble for noMERCY here? I
think so. I think Virtus.Pro is just going to stick to a very heavy lineup, make it very difficult for noMERCY to do anything, be pretty reactive, be pretty quick. I think, again, you know, noMERCY losing 2 attacking rounds on Ruinberg is very bad. I mean, we don't really see that. I think that's the 3rd time this season we've seen it. And no, you know, Ruinberg is the most played map by far. Yep. So noMERCY is in very dire straits right now. They need to go into the defensive, the attacking round where they go into a position where they can catch Virtus.Pro unawares. You know, get the overmatch in that 0 line. Try and, you know, get an early advantage.
Wow. Not just about us. Melly, how are the people at home finding this so far? How has their response been to quite a one-sided affair?
Yeah, absolutely expected, to be honest. So nobody thought that noMERCY will stand a stage chance versus Virtus.Pro. Yeah. And I asked the community what could be the reason for noMERCY's poor performance. We're allowed to call like that if we look on the numbers. And our very well-known friend, Dancing Kitty, Dancing Kitty, tweeted us.
Okay.
I'm trying it. Please don't kill me. Imprezovi Kotak.
I just say Imprez.
Imprez. Nice.
That's all I go for. Yep.
That's a good way for getting out of this one. So, noMERCY Pro has based their tactics on games in minor World of Tanks tournaments, leagues, but teams like Virtus.Pro won't fall for them. Is that true? Is that maybe the missing routine in the higher ranks of World of Tanks?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I think Virtus.Pro just got too much experience right now. I mean, noMERCY, I think they started the season bad and now it's just going worse for them.
I think it's really hard to get back up on someone's feet after such results, because it must be demotivating.
Oh, for sure. Especially if they've come out of a league where they've done really well. Let's say they, you know, in the Go Fours or Silver or any of the other leagues. If they've done quite well with these tactics, they'll come into big leagues. Okay, we can do well with them. Maybe it'll work, and then they're just shut down. Yeah. Exactly. Like it means you have to almost start all over again. We have to refine and then try and adapt it, but hopefully they can pull themselves together a little more.
And it transfers to so many other sports, for example. So if you manage to rank up to get into that next level, it's always a hard one to establish yourself. Yeah. Yep. And you tend to lose motivation, but the point of it is to keep going, to push it.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive and keep, you know, your head high. I think noMERCY won't end the season as badly as they started it. I mean, we're in the second half. They still have half a season to come back.
Well, exactly. Hopefully we see some of that now. Maybe there'll be a little bit more prowess coming out from them. We'll have to wait and see. But as Melly said, you know, there is a bit of a difference when you step up to the major leagues and you play with the big boys. Of course, at some point, many a year ago, Virtus.Pro were a little green in their own very unique ways. But they've come a long way, to say the least. So quite some margin between your noMERCYs and your Virtus.Pros when you take it into full account. But we've seen stranger things happen. We've seen new young teams come in and really surprise the bigger teams, and they have to take stock. But still, let's find out if noMERCY can dig deep enough here and find a little more to bring to the plate. They're on the attack now. It's their time to shine. But Virtus.Pro, renowned for their defensive capability.
Yeah, pretty standard lineup for Virtus.Pro. 2 T54s, T37s, 3 IS3s, 2 50-100s. Just very solid, very nice lineup from them all together. So we'll see how they do with that one. And noMERCY, 50-100, 2 IS3s, 2 T54s, an LTTP and an M44. Trying to get the early peek out, which Virtus.Pro hasn't taken. And now you'll see probably noMERCY go for that 0 line.
Yeah, it starts to become a little bit more difficult when you're playing against Virtus.Pro. They're very rarely one of the teams that falls for this sort of play. They're the ones that keep kind of a good idea of the overall picture that the team wants to paint rather than just that initial move. They rarely fall for bait like this, but still, see them starting to get themselves settled in here. Virtus.Pro, as you noted, noMERCY will be looking to get some control of that zero line. They're heading down towards K, the K line across, and they might try and work through that, but noMERCY seem very cautious here.
Yeah, they are very cautious. They're making blind shots towards where you would see a T-37 typically sit. So they haven't found anything. I mean, maybe this is more of a kind of, I don't know, like a bit of a blind. I mean, they're just trying to see if Virtus.Pro is going to take the bait. They shoot towards that position. Virtus.Pro will set up for a zero-line push, but really noMERCY will come from a different angle.
Yeah, hopefully we keep Virtus.Pro in mind. And they didn't actually push any players down towards zero, K0 or any of that. Just Cause does take a little bit of damage down that E/F line. Got to be a bit cautious. But noMERCY seem quite hesitant so far. They don't want to kind of show all their cards yet.
Good damage onto Just Cause actually at the beginning. I mean, really nice positioning from Jamto and Nevi, not going too aggressive. And put Virtus.Pro slightly at the back foot right now. It looks like noMERCY are going for that northern push. You got a T-37 there ready to deal with that one. Just because, Virtus.Pro hasn't seen anything come from the zero line, they know that really that's the only option for noMERCY, and it is the right one.
Yeah, Karitz might get the information very, very soon. He's just on the other side of things, and we will be seeing the spots coming out there, maybe from Coca-Cola or Kusok, but it doesn't matter actually. Coca-Cola taking a hell of a lot of damage. He's down to not quite a one-shot, but very, very low. 505 for him. Just Cause as well, still sitting so low. But can these guys seal the deal? Can they actually take these tanks down? They're not landing the shots here. They really do need to. Leaving Coca-Cola in this game is an absolute disaster. They have to take him down here. He's down to a one-shot. MattPL will deal with him, but the damage taken en route was quite substantial.
I don't know. I think this is really good for noMERCY. They have this northern control as well. You can see the IS-3s going forwards, using the distraction of those tanks pushing across, but Nevi in a bit of dire situation.
If you make a small mistake, Virtus.Pro are going to punish it, and Matt's doing the same. Nevi took so much out in the open there. Was that a player error?
I'm not sure. Jamto in the background not going forwards with Nevi, and you can see Lucky Blast with the Fussy Eater, even with the 5100, not supporting him. So, but Nevi is still alive, and he's still in a position where, oh, he's not alive anymore. Just Cause does win that engage. That's a bit awkward situation for noMERCY now. Virtus.Pro starting to get ahead.
Yeah, and they don't need any more help doing that either. That's the thing. They're so good at doing this. You make those small errors, and you will be absolutely and utterly ravaged by Virtus.Pro. Now, looking at the situation, already the exchanges are coming. Karitz does go down, but while that happened, Lucky Blast also got removed from the map. So it's not looking ideal. noMERCY down to 2.5k, Virtus.Pro sitting on 3.6, and bearing in mind noMERCY are on the attack, they really need to get this damage done.
Oh, nice little exchange for Breakneck as well, but MattPL and Snip do need to take down Kusok up north.
Oh, Bishop does wonderful work there, but Kusok is a one-shot. Matt should be able to do this. Oh, Matt made a huge error. He could have got the job done then. He could have taken Kusok off the battlefield, but now Snip fancies his chances, but Bishop finds Jamto, and this is going from bad to worse for noMERCY. Just signed a fall by the wayside.
And Rafik will finally finish off Kusok. That's the exact plan from that Bulldog. Fussy Eater finds Just Cause, but Fussy only has one shell and not in particularly great position.
No, he's got a little bit of HP to work with, but as you said, once that one shell has been done, he's got a 40-second wait here before he can do anything again. Whereas Pavel sitting pretty much almost pretty here. 2 seconds till he has shots, as Fussy just about makes it away and leaving it a 3-on-3. Yeah,
3 versus 3. Virtus.Pro obviously with about 2k more hit points, almost 2k more hit points, so they don't really have to do anything at this point. They can just sit back and relax. noMERCY are on the attack. They need to make this move. And Virtus.Pro is thinking, okay, really, where is the only move they can make? And it's up north. And Virtus.Pro do need to deal with that northern cap. They do need to try and find a good angle. And the obvious one is just to go through the middle or just keep all the crosses safe.
Well, at least Rafik and Fussy will both have shots to be made. But Pavel's still so good in this game. With 4 HP, he can throw so much in towards this. Let alone Breakneck and Bishop here. Just seeing Pavel get into position. Not rushing it. He still knows there may be a Bulldog around here. Rafik just sitting on the corner here, but Pavel is getting very, very close. This is looking dangerous.
Pavel has got so much hit points, he can just do whatever he wants. Cancels out Rafik. Snip and Fussy Eater now one-shots.
Yeah, Povl has every single shell he needs to get these 2 kills as well. He's not even that worried about taking a little bit of damage here and there. He might need to start, getting to a position to avoid shots coming, because he's taken 800 damage, but still, he knows he can land these shots. Misses one, tell a lie. And now, it's a little more worrying. Bearing in mind, Bishop and Breakneck are still on the battlefield. They have the accumulated HP of 1,700, so they can throw a little away here, but still. noMERCY on the attack have to pull themselves together, and Povl plays it well, but actually gets caught out by Fussy. Maybe a little bit sloppy at the end then.
Yeah, Fussy went more aggressive than Povl expected to. Povl didn't go for the shell. He wanted to go for Snip, but he couldn't find it.
Well, Fussy though down to 2 shells now, no damage towards Breakneck, and Breakneck just smiles and lands the shot in the IS-3 so comfortably as Fussy is on reload. 37 seconds of a very long wait about to come out as Bishop will put him out of his misery and take Virtus.Pro further into the game.
Yeah, 3-0 scoreline now for Virtus.Pro, winning their first defensive round, but very close indeed. I think, it's just some early damage by Virtus.Pro just caught them unawares. I think as well, noMERCY should have gone more aggressive up north and just taking down Kusok much quicker when they still had the hit points. But it was a very close game, and Virtus.Pro did have to stretch their legs to win that.
Yeah, it's rare you see them actually push towards that sort of limit to have to actually step up a little more, and, well, not bad play from noMERCY. Sadly, it didn't quite pay off in towards any result, but let's look back at that engagement initially towards the north as to how this one went down, and it certainly aided the rest of the match here.
So, Jamto does a great job here with the IS-3, 2.7k, Bishop as well with his IS-3 is 2.3k. You can see Kusok probably should have done a lot more work here. I mean, he really should have done better at taking down Snip, Lucky, Blast and Matt PL, but he doesn't. I think Nevi goes a little bit aggressive. I mean, Jamto, I can see what he wants to do, try and keep Kusok at bay, but I think if he was next to Nevi, it would have been more of a fair situation and Breakneck wouldn't have been able to win that exchange. So maybe a free IS-3 for Virtus.Pro did cost noMERCY a little bit in that game.
Yeah, well, noMERCY just kind of coming away with at least some things to work on. It's not a bad thing if they get close and they see, okay, well, we made this error and this error. Next time we can try and maybe fix that. And that's the big thing of a younger team coming into this. They have to be very aware and very open to learning from their mistakes. And there's no better team to learn from it than Virtus.Pro. They're the type of team, they see any sort of, chink in the armor, any sort of weakness, they'll exploit it instantly. And they do this against any opponent. Now, if maybe noMERCY look back and go, oh, okay, yeah, we were a bit obvious on this, we made this error here, okay, that was a player error, and say, okay, let's try and fix this going forward, they could maybe learn a thing or two. Yeah, and noMERCY, they haven't won any defensive rounds on Ruinberg. They've won 2 attacking rounds, so they are the better attacking team, and you can see the kind of difference between the 2 different sides there. noMERCY just looked stronger, they look better, and they look like a team right now that they can actually take a round and make it a 3-1 scoreline against Virtus.Pro, but still pretty hard. I mean, looking at the lineups, pretty much the same from both teams. I just think noMERCY's missing that little bit that needs to come through to actually win against VPro. The thing is, you also got to feel that Virtus.Pro still have so many players they can depend on to go big. Like, we didn't really see much of it. I think Breakneck had like one really good round, but it's like, okay, if they start failing everywhere else, there's still these insanely good players that I guess, since we've seen so many other big teams now starting to really shine, it's kind of negated some of their shininess, let's say. Yeah. But they're still Virtus.Pro and they're still damn good. Yeah, they're Virtus.Pro at the end of the day. I mean, Season 1 winners, Season 3 winners, second places all across the board. In every other season, basically, and just an unbelievable team. So, I mean, we're almost ready to get into this next game. I think this is going to be a 4-0, personally. Again, Virtus.Pro have gotten sloppy towards the end of the rounds, and they've given away some damage and some tanks. But they still look like the better team, and they look like they're just winning in a lot of these situations, especially the individual situations. Well, let's find out if Virtus.Pro can keep themselves pulled together here, or if they get a little sloppy, as we've seen before. It's not something completely unheard of. They might get a little ahead of themselves, but then again, when they're needing clean wins, it's still a worrying side for anyone to come up against because they're so damn good when they have an objective in mind. But still, this is a very heavy lineup coming out from noMERCY. Yeah, going for similar to what Virtus.Pro did in the first round, but 2 5100s is very, very kind of glass cannon lineup. So they obviously want to go for the damage now. Shock and Nevi going forwards, I mean, not unusual. Want to be going hull down, of course. Kusok making the first shell. And again, noMERCY really concentrating up towards this northern cap, which is where they've been successful in the past. And going for a more standard thing. But they could see that they did well last time, and they just want to do it again. And why not? If they can fix some of the smaller errors that came into place, this could work a little bit better. But Nevi taking a lot initially isn't going to help, but Lucky Blast does at least make it across. Yeah,
Rafika's doing a pretty interesting thing. He's putting the side of his tank open basically to Virtus.Pro, and Mapiel will be 100% safe behind him. So Virtus is now forced to make the move. They have to go forwards. That's where those two 50-100s from noMERCY will come into the equation to basically negate and to destroy those T-54s that will ultimately flank.
Well, let's see if that 50-100 in those backlines can actually get into the position here. It's Fussy having to do this. He allows Caritz to slip through, and now he's... What?
He's definitely disconnected.
Oh my God.
That's a massive shame,
That's
actually.
so unlucky.
That could have worked. I mean, that was a really interesting tactic. Double AMX 50-100 just to absolutely obliterate the flank. But because he's AFK'd or you know, probably disconnected, you know, it's just bad news.
Well, I guess we know how this round goes. That's a real shame, though, because as you said, that was actually pretty decently positioned, and it is shooting fish in a barrel now. Once you're missing a whole 50-100, the Virtus.Pro are well aware of is not in the battle. It's kind of done and dusted. Yeah, this is really game over right now. I mean, Fussy's not even back in the game. It's a shame, you know. We saw this last time when I believe one of the Penta players also disconnected. I think Raging Potato, and you know they just lose around. And it's again the nature of the internet. Can't do much about it.
You know, you can't do anything about it. If your router decides to restart like Net Cologne, you're pretty much done and dusted.
Shout out to Net Cologne. Thanks for that one, guys. Always so good. Or his mum could have just called for dinner, and she was, you know, I always used to love it when parents were like, you know, come on, get your dinner. And I was like, and they're like, just pause your game. Pause your game. And I'm like, I can't. I'm playing online with real people.
I'm raiding,
Mum,
they
go
count
away.
on me.
Exactly.
It was that kind of thing.
It was like, just pause your game, Lauren. It doesn't work like that, Mum. God. I'm just having flashbacks.
Probably better when it's paused anyway with you these days, isn't it?
What?
No?
What?
Probably better with this pause.
I don't know what you're talking about.
4 versus 5.
That was amazing.
Better.
Stop it.
No, it's true. I mean, you know,
there's nothing you can do.
Another you can do. Fussy is still in the battle, so he has had a disconnect. So we got to wait for him to actually get back into this one. But you know, 4-0 scoreline for Virtus.Pro. That last round really of no consequence.
Yep.
Moving on to Himmelsdorf, 4-0 scoreline. Disconnect from Fussy Eater.
Not great.
Not sure.
Like, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it was Virtus.Pro who had almost the undefeated record on Himmelsdorf for like one of their seasons, or like 2 of them. Not fun to play against when you're on, you know, match point against them.
No.
Not fun at all, but still, what can you do? Hopefully his internet issues are resolved as quick as possible and there's no further problems there, but, you know, the internet's a beautiful thing. And Melly, I saw your face, you were like,
the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I mean, it really looked good what they were planning. But
by the way, you know, Virtus.Pro very kindly just said, "Oh, we'll rematch that round if noMERCY wants to." So some good spirit of fair play there.
So is it possible though?
Nice.
Yeah, they can. I guess they can rematch.
So we're seeing the last round again.
Maybe.
Who's deciding it? Our admins?
Yeah, admins are going to go through it and make sure everything's okay, and maybe we'll be able to see the final round of Roomba.
On the other hand, we know Virtus.Pro, and if they weren't so sure about their performance on this map or the ending of that round, I don't know if they would.
Yeah, it's like under the guise of fair play. They're like spirit of competition.
No, it's a good spirit though. Yeah. And 93% for Virtus.Pro currently, so that's.
Yeah,
a solid
pretty
vote.
One-sided.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really solid. Really good stuff from Virtus.Pro, you know.
Absolutely.
Nice job, fans. Really pushing out the boat.
But I mean, noMERCY is kicking harder than we expected.
Yeah, they're putting up a good fight. I just still think that Virtus.Pro have so much more to give if they needed to. That's my biggest issue. It's like, in any instance, I still find it hard to envision noMERCY getting a good win. They could maybe pull up one round, but I don't think they have the fortitude yet or the longevity to go for more. No,
I agree. I mean, I think they could, you know, as you said, just pull out one really good result, one really good win, a really strange tactic that catches Virtus.Pro by surprise. Virtus.Pro makes a few mistakes and they could pull out a win. But yeah, 1 in 20 people at the moment voting for Virtus.Pro. Pretty one-sided.
Absolutely. And people, if you haven't voted yet, head over to facebook.com/WGLEU. The first map is continuing since we're having a rematch of the last round. So you still have time to get involved, get those votes coming, and yeah, maybe win a bonus code.
Well, you've heard it there. Get involved, otherwise Melly will be angry at you. You don't want Melly angry at you.
We are, by the way, redoing this round. We are going to rematch the 4th round.
I already decided that.
So yeah, I mean, fair
actually
enough.
being nice people. What is
again.
this?
I know, it was great.
Is this a new attitude?
Fussy Eater's also back in the game, so we should be ready to get underway.
So hopefully his problems have been fixed, but you know, guys out there, you know, say well done Virtus.Pro for being nice for once.
And I mean, coming back to that pause the online game thing, this is actually going to be there is actually going to be the next generation of parents that know that you can't pause an online game.
I'd still be angry.
Yeah,
so I'll just cook dinner. You come down here and you get your spag
It didn't make sense when I was 16 years old, but it makes sense now. So
we're getting old. You know that,
I know
right?
that.
When you realise that your parents are probably right most of the time, then you know you're getting old.
See, that's the problem, isn't it? You look back and you're like, no, they were never right. They were mean to me. They just picked me. It's like, actually, they're looking out for my best interest.
Probably shouldn't have been playing GTA when I was like 10. They're probably a good call.
Or staying up till like 3 a.m. before a school night. Like, no, I need to play my clan matches. Clan-base tells me to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shout out to Clan-base.
Having to LAN that whole weekend.
Yeah.
With 4 hours of sleep per night and the LAN party at the weekend.
I never knew when my mom wasn't proud of me winning Nations Cup in Clan-base. But, you know, thanks, Mum. Just don't worry about it. It's cool. But anyway, the game is loading in. We'll stop talking nonsense soon. But yeah, I had that nice little like ladder next to my name with the Gold Cup.
Nice.
Hello. She did not care.
Nice.
Cold.
I always wanted that Gold Cup. I think the furthest I got on Clan-base was bronze or silver.
Yeah, I think Euro Cup was good, and then it was Open Cup, Summer Cup, lots of cups. Any excuse to get a cup next to your name was a good excuse. But anyway, our childhood sadness aside, or wonderfulness, I don't know. You can use your own stories and use the hashtag WGLEU if you want to tell us yours. It's time to turn our attention to the game as they are back underway. And if anyone else disconnects, I don't care.
Yeah, so good to see us again. That Virtus.Pro is just, you know, being nice, playing well. Good to see that playing well on the playground. Virtus.Pro showing some spirit of fair play and some competitive awareness. Fasita back with us in this fourth and final round of Ruinberg. Of course, Virtus.Pro has already won this one. And it looks like noMERCY finally starting to challenge for that zero line.
Yeah, they're going for it, and quite decisively so. They're leaving... Oh, God. I see a 5100 sitting still. I'm getting nervous.
It's Fasita as well. No, he's moving his turret.
Oh, he is. Okay. I like a minor panic. It's all right. Anyway, they are getting into some sort of position now. And Virtus.Pro seeming to do just the same thing. So this is a lot more standard, but actually zero contest coming out from Virtus.Pro for that zero line.
Yeah, you got the T-37 of Karitz, who's basically spotting any tank that goes up to A5, A6, and he's also spotting the middle. But, you know, this is good. This is a good standard tactic for noMERCY, pushing the two IS3s in towards the cap, having control of the zero line. You know, to be fair, we've seen plenty of teams win with this exact tactic.
It does work. That's the surprising factor. It really can work here. And I'm interested to see how Virtus.Pro intend to, you know, stop this. So many teams being caught off by it. We'll have to wait and see. 23 seconds now on the board. A couple of shots going backwards and forward. Not many connecting, though.
Breakneck does receive one. But this is really nice from noMERCY. They got control of the zero line. Cap's underway. They might even just pop a third tank in there just to even reduce that cap further. Catch Virtus.Pro off guard and, you know, get the timing down so far that they really have to react very quickly. 9 seconds left on that clock.
Oh, here we go. This is going to come down to the wire. Breakneck's going to maybe have to make the shot just cause their Bishop, Kusok, they're all lining up. But, oh, finally the shots come in. Rafik is on the receiving end, but it's still pretty darn close here. And, well, we've got to wait to see if that crossfire for noMERCY can withstand Virtus.Pro making the plays here. And actually, they are still seeing this cap circle. Yamto taking a face full of damage, but Shock finds Kusok. And this is still going kind of noMERCY's way.
It definitely is. Fussy Eater, that AMX 1500 in the middle, is doing a great job. Karitz actually needs to push him down a little bit, but Virtus.Pro are getting into their stride finally.
Oh, but Matt and Lucky Blast looking to join the battle now, heading up that zero line, trying to cut off the other tanks, get around the back, maybe make some sneaky plays here, but it seems as though Virtus.Pro are well aware of this. They're not turning their turret too far away from here, but Breakneck taking a lot. Coca-Cola down low. Lucky Blast doesn't miss, and that's perfectly done. Virtus.Pro looking like they're dwindling in numbers. Maybe they're regretting being so fair and kind for once.
Yeah, definitely are. At the moment, noMERCY clearly in the driving seat. Pretty even exchange, though. I mean, 200 HP separates these two teams, but so many tanks are low for Virtus.Pro, and so many tanks are low for noMERCY as well. Pavel does find Lucky Blast. That's a big blow there, because noMERCY have now given away control of that eastern side.
I can't believe they've allowed Virtus.Pro to even get close to coming back into this game. Karitz just racking up the kills, and this is such a bad situation for noMERCY. They had such an advantage, and now it's almost back to equal. So, 3v5, Virtus.Pro, even though the HP is so low, still have so many numbers alive.
MatPL should just be pushing into that village and just killing all these tanks. I mean, they're all one-shots. I don't know why he's sitting to the zero line for so long that Karitz will actually be able to go and pester him. So a bit of a mistake from MatPL. He has so many opportunities to basically do anything he wants, and he hasn't taken them.
Matt is so far out of this battle right now. He can clean up at least maybe 2 or 3 of these tanks quite comfortably, but he needs Shock, he needs Nevi alive, otherwise the attention will be drawn away. And Matt doesn't have the time to do this. Nevi is luckily still alive, but Breakneck turns his attention there. Matt now on cleanup duty, has to do the damage, and he has to be good at it, but takes a shell for this. He needs to stay almost unscathed if he wanted a chance, and Bishop just slaps him back down to size. And as soon as you think you have, you know, a bit of an advantage over Virtus.Pro, they remind you, you have absolutely nothing.
It felt to me like Virtus.Pro were just like, you know, we're going to do the most stupid things possible and we're still going to win. I mean, they noMERCY literally had everything going for them. They had the 0 line, they had the 2 tanks in the cat, they had the 5100 around on the western side. They did good damage, got good exchanges, but Virtus.Pro just held their ground, made the peaks when they needed to, just won those engagements, took down Fuzzy in that 5100, and then, because MattPL didn't push forwards when he needed to, didn't get the old sneakaroo attack onto Virtus.Pro's sides, didn't take down the tanks for one-shots, it was game over.
It's such a shame, because that was the first time I've seen even a chance for noMERCY then. That was their chance, and it's now gone. Now it's 4-0. Looking back at this, look at it. They had such an advantage here. They could have done something with this. Yeah, they had, well, they had the advantage before this. Now, you know, Pavel goes down, that's a big blow. I mean, Pavel should, I mean, that last shell from the 5100 takes down Lucky Blast. Lucky Blast should have just kept his position, retreated maybe a little bit, actually just reversing, so he could go for a two-pronged attack with MattPL. So I think this is game over right now for noMERCY. The positions just aren't great, and yeah, Virtus.Pro just wiped the floor. It's really annoying to see that, because it's like they had every opportunity, well, not every, but they had a chance, and seeing just one player being a little bit late or just making those errors, it just really does become highlighted in that game. But still, 4-0, even with the rematch. It got close in the final round there on the first map, but still, Virtus.Pro lock it down. Now, next map coming up.
Himmelsdorf.
Whoa, okay, that's not much easier.
No, I mean, apart from, let's just ignore the game against Synergy for Virtus.Pro, because I think it just wasn't great.
Anomaly,
yeah. I mean, Penta, to be fair, put some tests against Virtus.Pro in their last matchup, but I think they looked, again, very confident on Himmelsdorf, and again, I don't know, Polish teams are generally good heavy tank players, but still.
Good enough to take down Virtus.Pro. We're yet to see Melly. People at home, how are they finding this? Because they must have just seen maybe the rematch going down, or at least hearing that we are doing a rematch. Were they thinking maybe there was a hope?
No. I was trying to find nicer word to say it, like more diplomatically, but no. People already see that Virtus.Pro is the definite and clear leader in this matchup, and then noMERCY is simply not up to par to that team to take any chance of, well, taking them down. But what's not happened yet is still to come, right? So noMERCY has to train, has to gain experience, has to continue playing in the ladder, has to keep their heads up and just pulling through. Hopefully they will avoid the relegation spots, about which we can talk already at this point of the season, because reaching the top ranks of the table isn't possible anymore, even if they win almost every game. So. Yeah. Hopefully they will manage to stay in the season. Maybe they will wake up over the next few match weeks. If not, things are going pretty bad. But people, thank you for getting involved that much, and continue so. Our vote is still up. Head over to facebook.com/WGLEU. We will be heading into Himmelsdorf. I never have seen so many 5-0 votings yet in my whole World of Tanks career, let's call it that way. And people, get in those votes, and of course talk to us by using the hashtag WGLEU. We'll be heading into a short break, and we'll be back with Virtus.Pro versus noMERCY, the second map on Himmelsdorf.
Welcome back to the WGL EU. We are midway through. Well, that's a little ambitious between noMERCY and Virtus.Pro here. Considering map 1 was a 4-0 result. Am I wrong?
Probably not.
Yeah. And they're going into Himmelsdorf next. This game has been a little bit one-sided.
Yeah, I think this one is almost close to being over. Maybe noMERCY can surprise on Himmelsdorf. Maybe not. We'll have to see here because Virtus.Pro are just looking on form, even rematching that last round and playing pretty badly. Still walk away with a 4-0 scoreline. But yeah, I mean, noMERCY have shown some good tactics, some interesting tactics, but Virtus.Pro just too good.
Yeah, it's Virtus.Pro doing Virtus.Pro things. It's even allowing a rematch, which is not a Virtus.Pro thing normally, but, you know, showing they've got a little bit of fair play in them. They're being nice guys.
When they're horribly ahead.
I'm trying to be a nice person here, Ollie. It's a rarity.
Yeah.
So we've got to highlight it when it happens. But no, clearly aware that they're doing all right on the scoreline thus far. But yes, next map coming up, the one, the only, the classic Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad. Heavy tanks with powerful guns run the show here. However, much depends on the light tanks. Usually they go for the base capture.
Alright, it's time for the classic, the one, the only, as said, Himmelsdorf. It's a map that you all know and probably should love by now. And it will be noMERCY starting out on the defensive side and Virtus.Pro on the attack.
Yeah, so we're the second most played map for noMERCY. Played it 9 times this season with a total of 22% win ratio. Not particularly great. Same as the attack, same as the defense, 1 win each. And the only win each, actually. So we'll have to see if they can really pull out another win here against Virtus.Pro, who are on the attack. Gone for a standard lineup, whilst noMERCY, of course, with that Waffentrager sporting the 17.8. So obviously the hard hitter.
Yeah, let's see what Fussy can do. Put into a really quite a harsh predicament. He's going to be dependent on quite some bit here to make the moves and make the damage happen. It's a bit of that glass cannon effect that we see more often than not. Let's see how this initial engagement goes. What a beautiful setting shot there, observers. I like that. Artistic. But Kusok already taken the first shell, but Virtus.Pro still almost equal on HP.
Yeah, of course, because, you know, that Waffentrager only 1.1k HP. Just gets everything all even. Obviously, Virtus.Pro looking for that western side. They got the MX-12T, so that's pretty much a given. We've seen a few teams just, you know, bait other teams out by picking the MX-12T, but actually using it to go for A6, A7 area. But Shock in trouble.
He's about to be caught up, but there comes that Waffentrager. 800 HP, just removed from Just Cause. Coca-Cola trying to play a little bit of intervention here, trying to get in between them, but that is a lot of damage coming in, and Virtus.Pro dwindling on HP. Yeah,
there's a huge amount of hit points done to those tanks. I mean, Fussy Ito needs to hit a couple more, and he could find a lot of damage, but Jamto just gets absolutely annihilated. 1.1k HP done in a few seconds.
And sadly, all that work that was done by Fussy early on has kind of been removed. It's almost an even playing field again. I don't know how Virtus.Pro always seem to do this, but this looks like it's coming to a brawl.
Lucky Blast so finds Coca-Cola. I think that was a given because Lucky Blast just needs to get into a better position. Now he's doing really good work. The man is being absolutely fantastic, and Rafik might get the better of Karitz on the hill. He does. And Virtus.Pro just need to be careful.
Yeah, they're teetering on the edge here, but still 5.1k HP. Fussy needs to do another big bit of damage to really equal this one out and bring it back into touching distance, but Bishop's having none of that. Bishop's starting to look for himself. He's starting to have a little bit of a poke and a prod, and Bishop finds Yamto and Just Cause on towards Rafik, and this is starting to go a little bit south for noMERCY.
Fussy Eater just goes around the corner. He may be predicting that Povel's on reload.
Let's see if he can find the shot. Oh, beautiful damage done, but not enough to take him down. Now that leads the cards up in the air here as Breakneck tries to make his move, but Bishop comes in to join in. That's Matt PL gone, and now this fold isn't quite working out for noMERCY. They're kind of going to the brick wall here. Kusok has so much HP. Breakneck still pretty okay, and Bishop on 1.2k. Fussy has to be such a huge factor, and sadly he just got decimated.
Yeah, Bishop was actually held down behind the kind of rubble that leads up in towards that burnt out house, so Fussy couldn't really do the damage there, couldn't hit the shell, leaving Nevi on a one shot. Lucky Blast still got plenty of hit points, but so does Kusok, so does Bishop, so does Just Cause.
Yeah, this is looking like it's all done and dusted. Virtus.Pro kind of played into the hands of noMERCY for a second and then just took it back. Not having any of the fun here, as Lucky Blast does deal one shot, but Bishop comes around with his shell, does one other little bit of damage. And this is sadly all she wrote for noMERCY. One more shot will do it as Just Cause delivers. and Virtus.Pro picking up the clean game, 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0, 6-0 technically if we count that restart as well. So really big game for Virtus.Pro, pretty easy stuff, nothing really challenged there. noMERCY, couple of close rounds. That last defensive round as well on Ruinberg was pretty close. You saw then Virtus.Pro got tested. But again, even though Virtus.Pro made some really risky decisions, you saw the mistakes immediately from noMERCY. Jamto just taking a lot of damage there, crossing through the middle. And you can see that, one mistake by Virtus.Pro was 2 by noMERCY.
Yeah, it's always going to lead that way. But this does put Virtus.Pro in a much better position. They'll go from 7th all the way up into between 3rd and 4th currently. So they'll overtake Utopia, whose game is coming up later, so they can almost regain that title if they win their game. But that's against Wusa, so could be a little more difficult, but we'll see. So far, that was a very well-needed 3 points for Virtus.Pro. Yeah,
100%. Obviously, since that loss against Synergy, that's a 5-4 result against Tornado. Lost them 4 points, which is a big deal for them. Yeah. Now, they're picking up that 3 points you mentioned, starting to get to the top of that table. I think what they're looking for is actually to go into first. They're hoping that Team Supreme loses one of the rounds in the next few match days, and that means they can actually go first again, or at least second. So they still got all those kind of things in the back of their mind. They beat Cancer Crew, for instance, so they don't have to worry about them. But, a much-needed win for Virtus.Pro, and of course, Wusa Utopia later could make things a little more interesting for them as well. Yeah,
and they're actually got some pretty decent games coming up there. It's nothing too difficult for, the caliber of Virtus.Pro, let's say. So ASAP, Ding might be a bit more difficult, Wusa, Stronk, and then they meet Supreme in August. So that's still a long way off yet, but still, they've got a nice run here. This is where they need to pick up those points. But anyway, coming up later today, still we have Utopia against Wusa. That can once again affect those rankings. If Utopia pick up a good 3 points, they can regain control of 3rd place. So another important factor there, and Wusa just need to stop being bad at the game. They've had such a hard time recently, and it's really annoying to see because they're such a good team, but they're just missing a spark. I don't know what it is that's gone wrong with them.
Yeah, it was super surprised that on Tuesday we saw them, going down 5-0 against Tornado Rocks. I thought they should have done better in that match, but as you mentioned, Wusa just looking like they're going backwards more than forwards this season.
I agree, and we can get into that a little later, but of course it's all about Melee right now. How's this one gone? Of course, the people out there knew what was going on 100%.
And 94%. But the highest...
Close enough.
Went even up a percent there.
the highest predicted score was 5-0. And right after it was 5-1. So people at home exactly knew what's going to happen. And I mean, it was clear on paper. We all hoped that that was all our hope for the game and our love for the team to hope for another ending. And people, the next vote will be up in a second. So head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/WGLEU to participate. Hand in your predictions and also vote for your favorite team just to see the trend of the community, just to see whom you're favoring and whom you're rooting for. And another way of getting involved is, of course, on Twitter. Use the hashtag WGLEU to get involved, to share your opinions, your thoughts on the match, on the teams, on the tactics maybe, or their tank choices. And if you have any questions, well, I can ask our experts, just fire them right away. And if you want to rewatch last match days, go over to your YouTube channel /WGLEU. You see a pattern there. And rewatch them. It's exciting to see how the teams developed over the course of the season, and maybe you can learn something. So people will be heading into a short break, and we'll be back with Wusa versus Utopia.